Hey, RetconRaider here. Just giving a quick shout out to one of my patrons. Today I'd like to give special thanks to our resident witch hunter, Rowan Church. This is a pretty major episode with a big unexpected twist, so I figured this would be a good one to dedicate to our newest recruit. So thanks for your support, Rowan, and welcome to the Raiders. As always, I'll do my best to keep you from getting killed. Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to episode 39. Today we're continuing to push north along the edges of Greenskin territory, as we keep an eye out for more lucrative and challenging contracts. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and check out the contracts that Dornan has to offer. Sigurd of Dornan slams a cup against the wall. It scatters, turning and pinwheeling, flecks of wine dotting your cheek. Vagabonds, brigands, marauders, it never ends. He absently hands you a napkin. Now I'm getting news that a large group of these thugs are coming to burn this town to the ground. Well, I've got something in store for them. You. What do you say, Sellsword? Will you defend us? I was expecting orcs, but I guess we can take on some brigands. The pay is certainly decent for what should hopefully be an easy fight. Though with 3 skulls on this contract, we may end up facing something like brigand leaders or rogue hedge knights, maybe a master archer or 2. And it looks like, as usual, we've got the benefit of some militiamen. Let's go ahead and grab these guys. I think this time, instead of those relatively useless archers, we'll actually pick up some melee fighters. That way they can at least contribute to combat by giving us flanking bonuses. And now we wait. We'll just set the timer on fast forward, and the brigands are in sight. Prepare for battle and protect the town. Okay, so now I guess we just need to wander a little more until we can actually see the brigands it claims are in sight. There we go. Some brigand thugs, a few brigand marksmen, some brigand raiders. Well, that's a disappointingly simple battle, but let's get in there. I wanted to make sure it was on dawn before we engage them. That way we can maximize the use of our own archers. Okay, that is a fair amount of brigands, but I don't see anything there that's too worrying. Yeah, we should be fine. And there's our militiamen, of course. I like how I told them to bring shields and swords, but they instead brought a motley assortment of garbage weapons. And only one of them has a shield. Okay, let's see if we can start picking these guys off. Our archers should be able to tear those thugs apart. Alessandro starts us off, piercing the chest of one of the thugs. Ooh, but those broken ribs must be giving Washtek a hard time. He doesn't manage to land any hits. Fox will take a shot at one of the marksmen, I think. No hit there either. And Bunny? Well, Bunny hits the wrong target, but she pierces his chest with a well-placed arrow. And now the brigands are rushing towards our front lines, though, of course, they're not going to have enough action points to actually reach us this turn. Let's go ahead and start moving these militiamen to help cover our flanks. I don't plan on rushing them out into the front or anything, but I do want them where they can theoretically contribute to the fight. Looks like the other half of the brigands decided to hang back and provide cover for their marksmen. It's definitely a little annoying, but nothing to worry about. Reinhard will duck forward to meet this raider, but he can't land a hit either. Oh, scratch that. He lands a quick dagger strike, piercing the raider's leg muscles. Kasserine steps up and smashes another brigand's nose. Then finishes them off with a dagger strike, before neatly rejoining our battle line. I think the rest of our brothers will hold the line and we'll just keep bombarding these guys with arrows. Except for Janos. Janos can step up to support Reinhard. We'll leapfrog Bellefontaine up here to provide better cover to some of our backliners. And I guess we'll bring Diethelm up to join Janos and Reinhard on the line. In fact, let's bring up that pitchfork-wielding militiaman, too. Okay, I think we're done. Let's go ahead and move into round 2. Okay, we've got a bit of movement on the north side. Diethelm's not doing so well. He's already gotten his leg sliced open, and Sergeant Baggins just took a minor wound. Okay, now we can return fire. Let's pick some of these guys off. Fox puts an arrow through a thug's kidney. Bunny quickly finishes off the same thug with another arrow. A lot of shields. Oh, but we have one opening here. Well, let's take another shot at that guy. Man. Alessandro and Wojtek are not having a good day. I guess we'll start flanking with these other 2 militiamen, just to see if we can spur those marksmen into retreating or draw off some of their cover. Oh, I guess we don't even need to worry about drawing off their cover. More and more of those brigands are heading to the north line. Speaking of which, on the north line, Diethelm just managed to break a thug's nose. Good for him. Looks like I forgot to equip Eraton with a dagger. I'll have to take care of that after the battle. You know, these militiamen actually are managing to help out at least a little. Henry takes down a brigand thug who strayed too close. But 2 more thugs are already rushing up to take his place. Actually, those might be raiders. It's hard to tell sometimes. Rondus moves up to engage them. Nope, they're thugs. And quickly pierces one of their kidneys with his dagger. I think I saw Janos just take a minor hit from from a military pick. Reinhard engages that brigand raider in battle. Misses the first 2 blows, but the third one pierces the raider's shoulder and breaks his morale. Janos swings his great hammer, but is unable to land a hit. Kasserine moves up to join Rondus against the 2 thugs on our south line, finishing one of them off with his dagger. And there go the marksmen. Bellefontaine has managed to scare the marksmen, and they're beginning a slow fighting withdrawal. Eraton's not in a great position there. He's too low a level to fight that many people at once. I'll have to see if I can free up some of the other brothers to provide him with some extra support. Yeah, Bellefontaine's got their marksmen running scared. Oh, except for that one. Dang. That marksman held his cool and shot down Diethelm. Sorry, Diethelm. Well, let's see if we can take him out. Wojtek manages to pierce the marksman's leg with an arrow. The badly wounded thug with the mining pick just wailed pointlessly on Janos' armor, barely denting it. Alessandro puts an arrow through that marksman's chest, breaking his morale. Fox puts an arrow through one of the bandit thug's hands. Woe finishes off that wounded raider with the mining pick, then doles out a nasty bleeding wound to his buddy. And Bunny finishes off that badly wounded marksman. Ooh, as well as another wounded thug. At this point, we've trimmed down their numbers by 50%, so the rest of them will probably start running soon. Eraton manages to crush a raider's windpipe with his flail. Belfontaine keeps the pressure on those marksmen. Oh, it looks like he can actually lock down their crossbowmen. And since that crossbowman is broken, he won't even fight back. In fact, let's get Rondis out there too. Janos crushes a bandit thug, then bounces his hammer off another one's shield. Kasserin could finish off this thug. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Reinhard quickly steps up, finally taking some pressure off of Eraton. And he doles out a minor hit. Oh, but someone just finished off a thug on our south side. Who was that? Looks like Dietmar the Thug did the deed. Good work, Dietmar. Now stop stealing our kills. Let's see here. I guess we're at the bottom of the round, so let's go ahead and do some final maneuvering. Ooh, Kasserin is exhausted. Round 4. Looks like the marksmen are both trying to retreat now. But the rest of the engaged brigands are still fighting, except for that one with broken morale. At this point, we're really just converging on them. Both of the brigand raiders who are still fighting are so badly wounded that they'll drop as soon as we land another hit on them. So we really just want to make sure we have brothers in position to intercept the brigands who are trying to flee. Belfontaine takes a couple of swings at the crossbowman, killing him with his second blow. Rondis unleashes Bull, his armored war dog. Eraton keeps swinging away at his foes, but it looks like he's finally exhausted. And Reinhardt's pretty tired too. I guess doling out all those headshots can get pretty exhausting. But he still manages to fell a thug with his dagger. And now he is thoroughly tired out. Janos moves in, finishes off a raider with his dagger, and engages the last of the raiders. Just 2 more foes on the field, both of whom are trying to flee. Huh. That was weird, that a fleeing raider actually moved deeper into our formation. Well, I will be happy to take advantage of that. Let's converge on him just a little more here. Bull starts tearing apart the fleeing marksman. Wojtek moves up, sinks an arrow into the last raider. And that just leaves us with the marksman. There we go. Rondis moves in and pierces the brigand's lungs with his dagger. Eraton just hangs back to catch his breath. In fact, most of these guys will just hang back. And round 6. Bull continues tearing off chunks of the marksman's armor. The marksman desperately tries to fight back, but can't land a hit. And I guess we'll start moving the militiamen up, but I definitely don't want them stealing this last kill. There we go. Sergeant Baggins claims the last kill. Looks like Reinhard the Survivor's up to level 9. And MVP goes to Bunny with 3 kills. Nothing notable as far as loot goes, but we'll grab everything we can carry. Not quite enough space. I'll go ahead and rearrange our inventory a bit, then we'll go sell this stuff off and keep our eye out for Wave 2. And welcome back. The second wave of brigands has just come into sight. But aside from number, they don't really have a lot going for them. It's just a lot of thugs, a few poachers, and a few marksmen. So, let's get in there. If anything, despite their larger numbers, this should be an even easier fight than the last one. Looks like Fox is starting us off. He puts an arrow through a thug's chest, then drops him with the second shot. And then puts a third shot through another brigand's hand. Bunny's up next. A lot of these brigands do have shields. But Bunny still manages to land a lethal shot. Nicely done. That one wounded thug rushing our lines. Good for him. I hope it works out for him. I really do. Potato puts an arrow through another thug's hand, then kills him with another shot. Then drops that lone wounded brigand. So much for the uplifting tale of the little brigand who could. Mark Richards plants an arrow in another thug's side, then kills him as well. We've already dropped a... And there's number 6. We've dropped over a quarter of their number during our initial arrow barrage. That is pretty great. Dietmar moves up to join our front line. And it looks like the brigands are undeterred. They're quickly closing in on us as well. Rowan takes a shot, but can't quite land it. He needs a bit more battlefield experience. We've got more brigands incoming, though they've left their entire archer row completely exposed, so we might just take advantage of that next turn. Let's get Wolfgang up here to join our back line. And we'll hold position. I think we're good in this formation. Though Vlad will sneak in a quick shot, and he kills another thug. 1 round, 7 kills. Not bad. Let's go ahead and cycle forward so we can move into round 2. Oh, wait a second. Their marksmen are actually moving up. And Dietmar just took a crossbow bolt to the chest. Sorry, Dietmar. Well, we'll keep holding position for now. And there goes Dietmar. Ooh, and there goes Wolfgang, too. Well, we lost most of our militiamen, but we're fine. And it looks like the brigands have reconsidered their charge. Some of them, at least, are pulling back into a defensive formation again. I guess they feel that those 2 quick kills have shifted the balance. Or maybe they're just trying to rally around that one crossbowman who's on elevated terrain. That guy could definitely be a problem, so we're going to start advancing on them as well. Alright, archers, what can you guys do? Fox starts off by putting an arrow through that elevated crossbowman's hand. And Bunny finishes him off with a follow-up shot. Reinhard moves up with the rest of the line. Rowan's right behind him. Though we do have that one thug to our north. Potato's up, so let's see who we can take shots at. This'll do. And he drops another thug. Not bad. Oh, and it looks like that kill just shattered the morale of most of the brigands on their north end. Dominic moves up with the line. Vlad moves up. Kazarin moves up. Rondis plugs a gap in our line. And Janos fills the last hole. At this point, we've killed almost half of these guys. 4 of them are broken. We'll go ahead and move Reinhardt up to lock down some of those fleeing thugs. And quickly duck Rowan behind Janos here. Oops, and it looks like the thugs are starting to flee. Reinhardt slowed them down, but he didn't stop them. We'll do a bit of final maneuvering ourselves and then move into round 3. Looks like the marksmen are starting a fighting withdrawal. Oh, except for that one. That one's just bolting. We have one thug who just engaged Rowan. Oswald moves up, doles out an armor-piercing strike. Rowan quickly switches to his jagged pike. Doles out a bleeding wound on his opponent. Fox takes aim with his bow. And plants an arrow through one of the marksman's guts. Dominic turns and quickly drops the thug threatening Rowan. Then moves up to engage another fleeing thug. Reinhardt wades deeper into the battle. Actually, let's get him even deeper in here to lock down that marksman. Bunny takes aim and puts an arrow through one of the fleeing thug's hands. Vlad steps up to join the rest of our front line. Potato finishes off one of the fleeing thugs. Mark moves up and takes aim at another fleeing thug, but can't land the shot. Kazarin moves up and crushes a thug's skull without breaking his stride. Rondis will move up to join the fun, followed by Janos. And now the thugs try to flee. Looks like Reinhardt strikes one of them down. Janos gets in a few good licks on another one. And round 5. We still got that one marksman doing a fighting withdrawal. And that thug with the wood axe just badly damaged Dominic's shield. We got another marksman fleeing there on the east. Rowan moves up and plunges his pike into a thug's throat. Yikes. Oswald moves in to lock down 2 archers. And Dominic quickly finishes off the thug who is threatening him. Vlad leaps up onto elevation, plunges his pike into a crossbowman's chest, while Reinhardt finishes off another marksman and then moves up to join Oswald against the other 2. Bunny takes aim, kills the wounded crossbowman. Just 4 foes left on the field, 2 of whom are fleeing. Actually, all of them are fleeing. Mark steps up, puts an arrow into another thug. Just 3 enemies remaining. Potato moves up, but can't draw line of sight, so he'll just keep advancing. Rondus moves up, but I think it's time to let Bull off his leash again. Bull quickly leaps forward, viciously mauling a fleeing marksman. Janos moves up and lets Jaeger join the fun. And Kassarin steps up before quickly felling the last engaged poacher. But he doesn't have enough, I guess, fatigue to let his dog loose. Bull and Jaeger quickly tear one of the fleeing marksmen to pieces. That just leaves us with this one last guy, but there he goes. Well, we got 19 of the 20 brigands. I think that's good enough. Rowan's up to level 4. And MVP goes to Potato with 4 kills. Congratulations, Potato. We've got a bunch of vendor trash as loot, so I'll pick through this real quick and we'll be right back. Misshapen men and crooked corpses litter the ground, for battle gives the dead no sovereignty over how one comes to a final rest. The bodiless heads look most at peace, for in battle no man or beast has time to truly hack a neck away. It only comes by the quickest and sharpest of blade swings. A part of you hopes to go with such instant finality, but another part hopes you get the chance to take your killer down with you. Fox comes to your side and asks for orders. You turn away from the field and tell the Retcon Raiders to get ready to return to Sigurd of Dornan. Grim stuff. When you return to Sigurd of Dornan, you find his room has almost been packed up, everything ready to move and go. You raise a bit of humorous concern. Getting ready to go somewhere? The man settled down into his chair. I had my doubts, Sellsword. Can you blame me? For what it's worth, you shouldn't need doubt my ability to pay. He sways a hand across his desk. On the corner is a satchel, lumpy and bulbous with coins. Not bad. Some quick, easy fights for a fairly hefty payday. Well, let's go ahead and unload this excess vendor trash, and I'll buy a round of drinks for the men, and then we'll be on our way. And welcome back. I wasn't expecting this. You come across a handful of soldiers from House Ravenhold. They tilt their caps at you. Evening, mercenaries. Not sure if they're about to attack, you make a subtle nod toward Rowan. He puts his weapon within hand's reach and nods back. You return your attention to the soldiers, giving them a friendly wave. Their lieutenant steps forward, grinning. Oi, mercenary, we've little use for you in this world now. Slowly, you lower your hand, hovering it above the pommel of your sword. You ask what the man means by that. He laughs. You haven't heard? War's over. The Greenskins were routed from Weedfest just a few days ago. Scouts report seeing them bastards running for the hills every which way, fighting amongst themselves. The orcs killing the goblins, goblins killing the orcs, just a full-on rout. So, yeah. Noble houses need not pay your sorry arse for nothing now, because us real soldiers got it under control. Now why don't you and your pathetic lot clear out of the way? Us fighters got places to be, understand? Well, I'm loath to start a fight with a bunch of noble guardsmen, but I don't think I want to let anyone talk to me that way, so you handle him, Rowan. The soldier's lieutenant glares at you. Do as I say, Sellsword, or there will be trouble. Ignoring him, you give another nod to Rowan. He gets up, the blade of his weapon loudly scraping off the dirt. The soldiers turn to the mercenary. He hefts his weapon into both hands and stares back. As the lieutenant starts to talk, Rowan bluntly interrupts. Shush, little man. I see softness in your skin, not a scar to be seen. Eyes as fresh as the day they were born. Hands as smooth as untouched candles. If you was of the fighting sort, you'd be out there in those battles you speak of, not out here pissing into the wind. I'll give you 2 options because I'm feeling nice. First option, are you listening? First option is this. Go where you are going and don't say another goddamn word. He pauses to hold up 2 fingers. Option 2 is a mystery. Speak and ye shall learn of it. The lieutenant's eyes have gotten a little wider and his mouth infinitely quieter. He glances at you, but all you can do is shrug. After another moment, the soldiers hurry away with determined silence. Rowan laughs it up, but the incident has you wondering if perhaps it is finally the time to retire. How many more of these cock-ups are in your future? How many more battles? How many more dead men will you have to bury? The company would do well standing on the foundations you built for it. But on the other hand, if you retired now, what adventures would you miss out on? Like I said, I was not expecting this to come so soon. The orc invasion is apparently over. I guess we made enough progress on it, even though we couldn't see the meter, to drive off the invading army. It's definitely pretty anticlimactic. We never even got to fight an orc warlord or an orc siege engine, which is definitely a disappointment. I don't think I'm ready to close the book on our story just yet, so for now I think the raiders still need their commander. Let me gather my thoughts and I'll be back in just a second with the episode wrap-up. Hey, RetconRaider here. Wow, I'll admit, the sudden end to the invasion really caught me off guard. I know we were making at least a bit of progress just taking down wandering hordes and destroying greenskin strongholds, but I had no idea we'd actually made so much progress that we were close to meeting the victory conditions. It's a bit anticlimactic, really, because I was hoping we'd get to have at least one enormous battle, or that we'd at least get the chance to take down an orc war boss or a goblin overlord, but on the bright side, I guess that saves us from having any more funerals, at least for now. We've already lost enough brothers to the Greenskins anyway. So, now that the crisis is over, what does the future hold for the Raiders? Well, I'm still a bit undecided on that, really. My original plan was to at least take a brief hiatus after we concluded the first crisis, and to return to the game from time to time just to see how the Raiders were doing. But then again, I also assumed that the invasion was going to last a while longer, and that it was going to get a lot bloodier. Now, I would like to start looking at some other games for potential future videos, and I know that Darkest Dungeon has been a pretty popular request. For now, I'm going to start taking a closer look at Darkest Dungeon while I decide how I might want to approach it. But in the meantime, the Raiders will continue patrolling the land, taking on contracts and making sure that the last of those greenskins have well and truly left the human territories. I may end up taking occasional breaks, so I can try out other games and make other videos, but rest assured, the Retcon Raiders aren't going anywhere. After all, as long as there are monsters and brigands to fight, a mercenary's work is never truly done. This is RetconRaider, signing off. Thanks for watching. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Battle Brothers, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, or the fan-run wiki. Links are in the description.